there's so many people that need this, that are suffering. Like people who have had eyesight and have already lost it. They know what they've lost, and and I can't imagine the grieving that they do when their eyesight disappears and they know they can never get it back, right? And then in your case, to know that you can change it for this kind of eyesight is it's got to be incredible. I'm so happy you approached me before you lost your eyesight.
Yeah.
Do you know how many years it will be before that happens, Claudia?
So I'm 51 now. They're giving me approximately mid-60s. So they're guesstimating I have it maybe 10 more years, which sounds wonderful, but I'd like to see forever.
I guess you've got 10 years to learn this, but we don't need to take 10 years to learn it.
No, we won't.
You can have it mastered within a few months.
Yeah.
It's already happening. I mean, look at the last session.
I know.
I have so much fun doing these videos because I too am in the moment with you.
Yeah.
And it can be a little frustrating. I can feel your pain when you're trying to get it and it doesn't happen. And I also share your wow factor when it happens. And to do that last video where you got all three in succession of the same task, like the fact that it was a circle, the fact that it was a solid circle, and the fact that there was the blue frame around it, all three was very good. Very good.
It felt incredible.
And this is a pretty big thing for people. It's like, do I do this or will I just accept my lot in life? Will I, take a chance and try this? What have I got to lose? So I really appreciate that you are allowing this to be public because it is a huge inspiration for people. And this is really what I want to do is I want to help people who either are blind that have seen or in your case are going blind, because this is where this needs to be. It's great in the sort of, in the, party trick stuff and all that. But to me, that doesn't feel right.
No. Yeah, absolutely. That's how I feel. And I cannot tell you how grateful I am to you. You're doing this with me. I cannot tell you. I'm feeling a wonderful closeness. I'm feeling you're walking me through it. You're holding my hand and letting me explore, and you're guiding me. That's how I look at it.
Yes.
And I'm so welcomed, and I welcome you with open arms. And I'm going to cry now, but I'm so grateful, And I do want to share this, Rob, because to me, a whole world has opened up, and I feel there is a reason for that. And I feel that we just got to keep going forward and share with the world. Again, I'm one way I'm afraid of being legally blind out there in the world, which most of my friends and everybody knows. Yeah. But there's a greater good to all of this.
There really is. There really is.
I want to pass it on. I want to do it. I want to do all of these things.
Well, kudos, because this is a huge inspiration for others that will follow along in the same path that you are cutting. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are some people that have learned this blind, but it's, you can probably count them on two hands in the whole world.
Wow.
I mean, maybe a little more than that, especially in India and places where we don't really hear about it here too much. But, as far as in North America and Europe, there's very few blind people who have learned this. And it's like, this has to start somewhere.
It does. And I the first time I saw it, I'm like, why has nobody told me this? Ever since I was diagnosed 10 years ago, all I kept saying is, well, I'm blind. I'm like, no, now you've made me want to live forever, and now you've made me want to see, and now I know I can. Yeah. And that's, what more do you want in life?
Well, and, to have hope for the future is an incredible thing. And, what's sad is when a human being loses hope and, falls into despair. I mean, that's one of the worst things a human being can do, and fall into self-pity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and, almost nobody can help them because they've given up on themselves. And so but it only takes just to have a little bit of hope.
Yes.
That opens more doors, which opens more doors. But if a person doesn't have hope for the future, then it's like all is lost.
No, exactly.
And it's very sad and tragic for a human being. So and this is, you seeing the Superhuman movie and watching this has given you a huge hope.
Exactly. And I want to tell you one other thing is that when with my diagnosis, I always said I was going to be positive because I knew I had time. I thought I wasn't gonna lights weren't gonna be out tomorrow, but I was gonna live my life completely every day as if it was my fullest. And Rob, I have, which is a gift. We've been to Paris, we've been to whatever, because I said I can't wait. I'm sorry, I got to go now. And that to me now is incredible because now I'm like, wow, I get to do this forever.
Right.
And I don't have a time limit anymore. But guess what? I will see the Eiffel Tower in my head because I saw it.
Yes.
And I can imagine it and I can visualize it and it's going to be there.
Yes.
And that to me is again, you know, it's your attitude, it's your positivity, it's knowing that you can achieve anything.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I can't help but thinking we don't know where all this is going, but it's very possible you could be teaching others in your position in the future. And, which would be even better because I'm not blind, I'm teaching. But can you imagine a person who's going blind or who is now blind, as will happen, but you're seeing with your mindset and you're teaching other people who are going through it. And it's like, well, look at my results from the doctor. I cannot see with my eyes, but I'm teaching you in person or I'm teaching you on the screen. Here is my diagnosis from the doctor. Zero vision with my natural eyes.
Yes.
And, you would be the perfect person to be able to teach others because you would obviously feel even more than I would because
I
you
would
have
be exhilarated.
and you would connect and probably be able to teach them even faster.
Yeah, I am.
Connect on a level that is different than our talking. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know. But you're inspiring me, Rob. Though it's your inspiration that is helping me, because I feel you're giving me the time, and you're dedicating the time, and be grateful, And I feel it's learning how to let go.
Yeah.
There's so many steps, and I'm feeling again going back to very blessed. I feel everything is come in emotion that was to happen.
Yes.
And it to me, you're a gift.
Well, thank you. And to me also, you've kind of you have different steps in this mind vision, and to watch you get all three of those things in that one task, it's kind of like you moved up a level. And it's kind of like you've gone from, well, you were in kindergarten at the start, and you were in grade 1, 2, and it's kind of like you just skipped 2 grades. So now you're in grade 4 or whatever, grade 5, right?
Yeah.
But you in that moment you skipped 2 grades.
Yeah.
Because it was boom, boom, boom. Okay, so why don't you throw your mask on and we'll get started. And get you in the dark and just get you used to the blackness of your mask. I've got 3 2-letter words: on, it, and as. And I'm going to pick one of those words. It's one of those 3 words. Now, set the intention that you'd like to see both of the letters at once. A few deep breaths, breathe deep and slow for at least 3 times. Do you see part or all of a letter or letters? We're trying to stretch the mind vision a little bit.
I'm going to say it.
Okay, now I just want you to just raise your mask a peak. Just raise it a peak.
Wow.
Okay, close it.
Yeah.
There you go. Very good. Very good. I want you to draw circles in the air, same as before. Slowly, don't have to be big. While you're doing that, I want you to tell me the color of the card that's in your screen. What color do you see? Very subtle haze. Let go. Yes, it is. It's the yellowy orange. Very good. Very good. Okay, as I'm taking one of those big cards. And if you remember, there's the squiggly, the solid triangle, the solid circle, the solid square, the star, the open circle, and the smiley face. So I'm taking one of those and I'm putting it in your screen and I'm rotating it around. I'll just keep letting it turn around. I'm going to move the big card back and I'm going to move this color around in a counterclockwise way. So, and let me ask you if you can see that color.
I'm getting a really red feeling, and that's why.
Yeah, that's red. Yes, it is. Yeah. Now look through that in the middle of that circle I'm making, and what is that symbol? Yes, you're correct with the red. Just be a passive observer with no opinion, with no thought, no judgment.
Something long.
Okay, what would that be?
The squiggly.
Just lift your mask a little bit. Just a little.
Wow.
Very good. Okay, close it up. Close it up. I don't want to turn your mind vision off. That's just to give you some feedback. Very good. You remember our 3 words. I'm going to give them to you in a different order this time. There's it, as, and on. One of those could be the same word, could be a different one. And I'm holding it up in your screen. Did anything appear right away? Scan this word. And when you scan it, it puts it all together in an image and gives you the file.
Okay, I'm seeing something round.
What would that be?
On.
Yes, it is. And just lift your mask just a little bit. Okay, close it up again. There you go. Very good. Very good. I am going to take one of those 7 symbols on the smaller cards, and I'm going to place it against a colored card so it has that frame around it. And I'm putting it in your screen. Now my fingernail is on the bottom left corner. So remember that your fingernail and your fingers were the very first things that you saw as a child. So that's very deep into your mind. So look for my finger. It's very similar to yours, so your mind will recognize it. Your mind vision will recognize it. See or visualize or pretend to see a fingernail on the bottom left of the combination of the card and the white card with the symbol on it. So let's let go. Big smile. Take that grateful feeling that you have and feel that, knowing that in the long term you're going to be reading everything. And how will that feel? I know how it will feel for me at this end, and I'm not even you. Okay?
Would it be a plus?
Lift your mask up a little bit.
Wow.
Okay, close it up. There you go. You got it. Very good. Very, very good. And I think on that one, we'll end the session.
Wow.
Yep. Very good. You got it.
Wow.
And you have a hard time getting the plus.
Yes, I haven't gotten the plus before.
That's the first time.
That was the first time I got the plus. Wow.